First contact, humanity's shocking debut. The vast emptiness of space stretched before the Galactic Council's exploration vessel, the Celestial Seeker. Captain Zara Vex, a seasoned Arcturian with shimmering blue scales, stood on the bridge, her 4 eyes scanning the holographic displays surrounding her. The ship had been tasked with charting the outer reaches of the Orion Arm, a region long thought to be devoid of advanced civilizations. "Captain, we're detecting an anomaly at the edge of our long-range sensors," reported Science Officer Krell, his tentacles waving in excitement. Zara's antenna twitched with interest. "Can you identify it, Krell?" The Xyloxian scientist manipulated the controls, zooming in on the anomaly. His compound eyes widened in disbelief. It appears to be a ship, Captain, but the readings, they can't be right." "Explain," Zara demanded, her scales shifting to a deeper blue with curiosity. Krell's voice trembled as he spoke. "The ship, Captain, it's enormous. Our initial scans suggest it's roughly the size of a small planet." A hush fell over the bridge. In all her centuries of service, Zara had never encountered anything like this. The largest ships in the Galactic Council's fleet were mere specks compared to what their sensors were detecting. "Hail them," Zara ordered, her voice barely above a whisper. Moments later, the main view screen flickered to life, revealing a sight that would forever change the course of galactic history. A human face appeared, belonging to Admiral Elena Reyes of the Earth ship Gaia. "Greetings," Admiral Reyes said, her voice calm and measured. "I am Admiral Elena Reyes of the Human Confederation. We come in peace." Captain Zara took a moment to compose herself before responding. "I am Captain Zara Vex of the Galactic Council. We welcome you." She paused, struggling to find the right words. "Your vessel, it's unlike anything we've ever seen." Admiral Reyes smiled, a gesture that Zara found both reassuring and unsettling. "The Gaia is one of our smaller exploration ships, actually. We have larger ones in our fleet." Zara's 4 eyes widened in disbelief. "Smaller? How is this possible?" "It's a long story," Reyes replied. "Perhaps we could arrange a meeting to discuss cultural exchange." Zara nodded, still in shock. "Yes, of course. We would be honored." As the communication ended, Zara turned to her crew. "Inform the Council immediately. We need to prepare for everything." In the following days, news of humanity's arrival spread like wildfire across the galaxy. Species that had long considered themselves the pinnacle of evolution found themselves grappling with a new reality. Humans, a species unknown until now, had achieved what many thought impossible. The Galactic Council convened an emergency session. Representatives from hundreds of worlds gathered in the Great Hall on Centauri Prime, their heated debates echoing through the cavernous chamber. "They must be stopped," shouted Grax, the reptilian delegate. "No species should wield such power." "But think of what we could learn," countered Lyra, the Aquarian ambassador. "Their technology could revolutionize our understanding of the universe." As arguments raged, Captain Zara Vex stood before the council, her voice cutting through the chaos. "Esteemed colleagues, I urge caution. Yes, the humans possess technology beyond our comprehension, but they have shown no signs of hostility. In fact, they've been remarkably open to dialogue." The room fell silent as a holographic projection materialized in the center of the hall. It showed the Gaia in all its glory, dwarfing nearby planets. Gasps and murmurs rippled through the audience. "This," Zara continued, "is why we must approach this situation with diplomacy, not fear. I propose we send a delegation to meet with the humans to learn more about their intentions and capabilities." After hours of debate, the council agreed. A delegation would be sent, led by Captain Zara Vex herself. Meanwhile, aboard the Gaia, Admiral Reyes was having her own discussions with Earth's leadership. "They're scared," she reported via quantum entanglement communicator. "Can't say I blame them. We did kind of drop a bombshell on them." General Maria Santos, head of the Human Confederation's military, appeared on the screen. Her weathered face bore the scars of humanity's troubled past. "Remember your training, Admiral. We've prepared for this moment for generations. Our ancestors' sacrifices have led us here." Reyes nodded sullenly, the weight of human history pressing upon her shoulders. Centuries of conflict, near extinction, and ultimately unification had forged humanity into what it was today. Their journey to the stars had been born of necessity, their incredible ships a testament to human ingenuity and the drive to survive. "What if they see us as a threat?" Reyes asked. "Then we prove them wrong," Santos replied firmly. "We show them that humanity has learned from its mistakes, that we seek cooperation, not conquest." As the call ended, Reyes turned to her first officer, Commander Akira Chen. "Well, Akira, looks like we're about to make history again." Chen grinned. "Just another day at the office, Admiral." Reyes laughed, grateful for the moment of levity. As she looked out at the star-studded expanse before them, she couldn't help but feel a mix of excitement and trepidation. Humanity had overcome so much to reach this point. Now they faced perhaps their greatest challenge yet, proving to a wary galaxy that they came as friends, not conquerors. The day of the diplomatic meeting arrived. The Gaia had relocated to a neutral system, where it was joined by ships from various council races. The sheer diversity of alien craft surrounding them was breathtaking: crystalline structures that seemed to defy physics, organic-looking vessels that pulsed with life, and everything in between. Admiral Reyes led a small delegation aboard the Council's diplomatic vessel. Accompanying her were Commander Chen, Dr. Sophia Patel, their chief xenobiologist, and Marcus Novak, a diplomat renowned for his ability to navigate delicate situations. As they stepped into the conference room, Reyes found herself face-to-face with representatives from a dozen different species. Captain Zara Vex called the meeting to order, her scales now a shimmering gold, a sign of formal proceedings in Arcturian culture. "Esteemed colleagues," Zara began, "we are gathered here today to welcome a new species into the galactic community. The humans have demonstrated remarkable technological achievements, and we are here to learn more about them and their intentions." Reyes stood, feeling the weight of countless alien eyes upon her. "Thank you, Captain Vex. On behalf of the Human Confederation, I want to express our sincere desire for peaceful coexistence and mutual understanding. We come not to conquer or dominate, but to learn and share knowledge." She went on to give a brief history of humanity, their origins on Earth, their struggles and triumphs, and their eventual unification that led to their current technological marvels. As she spoke, holographic images appeared, showing the beauty of Earth and the ingenuity of human engineering. When she finished, a moment of silence fell over the room. Then the questions began. "How did you achieve such mastery over gravity and space-time?" asked a being that appeared to be made of pure energy. Before Reyes could answer, a reptilian creature interjected, its voice sharp with suspicion. "More importantly, why build ships of such immense size? Surely not for peaceful exploration alone." Reyes took a deep breath, recognizing the delicate nature of the situation. "Our ships serve multiple purposes. Yes, they are formidable, but they are primarily designed for long-term, multi-generational space travel. The size allows us to carry vast ecosystems, ensuring our survival on extended journeys." Dr. Patel stepped in, her voice calm and measured. "If I may, the technology that allows us to manipulate gravity and space-time came from centuries of research and, frankly, necessity. Earth was facing numerous crises: overpopulation, climate change, resource depletion. We had to innovate or perish." The energy being seemed fascinated, its form pulsing with excitement. "Remarkable. The ability to turn crisis into opportunity is truly admirable." However, not all were convinced. The reptilian delegate, who introduced himself as Grax, leaned forward, his scales bristling. "Pretty words, but actions speak louder. How do we know you won't turn your planet ships into weapons of mass destruction?" Tension filled the room. Reyes could feel the situation balancing on a knife's edge. It was Marcus Novak who spoke up, his diplomatic training coming to the fore. "Esteemed delegates," he began, his voice smooth and reassuring, "we understand your concerns. They are valid, and in your position, we might feel the same. That's why we propose complete transparency. We invite delegations from the Galactic Council to visit Earth and our colonies. See for yourselves that our intentions are peaceful." A murmur ran through the assembled aliens. Captain Zara's antennae twitched with interest. An intriguing proposal, but what do you ask in return? Ray saw her opening. Knowledge exchange. "We have much to learn from you all, just as we hope you might find value in our discoveries. Together, we could push the boundaries of science and exploration further than ever before." The next few hours were a whirlwind of questions, debates, and negotiations. Reyes and her team worked tirelessly to address concerns, offer reassurances, and build bridges of understanding. By the time the meeting adjourned, a tentative agreement had been reached for further diplomatic talks and controlled cultural exchanges. As they made their way back to the Gaia, Reyes felt a mix of exhaustion and cautious optimism. "Well," she said to her team, "that could have gone worse." Chen chuckled. "Always the optimist, Admiral. Did you see the way some of them looked at us? Like we were either gods or monsters." "Can you blame them?" Dr. Patel interjected. "We've just upended their entire understanding of technological progression. It'll take time for them to adjust." Back on the Gaia, Reyes sent her report to Earth. The response came quickly. They were to continue diplomatic efforts while preparing for the arrival of alien delegations to human space. As Reyes looked out at the alien ships surrounding them, she couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning. Humanity had taken its first steps onto the galactic stage, but the dance was far from over. Little did they know, hidden among the delegations at the conference, agents of a shadowy faction had been watching and listening. In the depths of space, encrypted transmissions raced across the cosmos, carrying news that would set sinister plans in motion. The game was afoot, and the fate of not just humanity, but the entire galaxy hung in the balance. Galactic repercussions. The void awakens. The news of humanity's dramatic entrance onto the galactic stage spread like wildfire across the cosmos. In the shadowy corners of distant worlds, ancient powers stirred, awakened by whispers of planet-sized ships and technologies beyond comprehension. Admiral Elena Reyes stood on the observation deck of the Gaia, Earth's colossal flagship, gazing at the swirling nebula before her. The iridescent gases seemed to dance, oblivious to the political storm brewing in the galaxy. "Admiral," Commander Akira Chen's voice crackled over the intercom. "We're receiving an urgent transmission from Earth. It's unusual." Reyes furrowed her brow. "Unusual how?" "It's using an old emergency frequency, one we haven't used in decades." A chill ran down Reyes' spine. "Patch it through to my private quarters. Now." As the holographic display flickered to life, Reyes found herself face to face with a figure she hadn't seen in years. Dr. Alexei Volkov, Earth's leading expert on theoretical xenobiology and her old mentor. "Elena." Volkov's weathered face was etched with concern. "We've made a grave mistake." "Alexei, what's going on? Why the cloak and dagger routine?" The old scientist's eyes darted nervously. "Our arrival, it's awakened something ancient and terrible. Have you heard of the Void Collective?" Reyes shook her head, a sense of dread building in her stomach. "They're a coalition of species so old, most thought them a myth. Devoted to what they call galactic purification. They seek to eliminate any races they deem unworthy." "And let me guess," Reyes said grimly. "Humanity's sudden appearance on the galactic stage has attracted their attention." Volkov nodded sullenly. "Worse. We've intercepted communications. They're mobilizing on a scale unseen in millennia. Elena, they're coming for us, for all of us." As if on cue, alarms blared across the Gaia. Reyes sprinted to the bridge, her mind racing. "Report. she barked as she burst through the doors. Massive energy signatures detected at the edge of the system, Chen replied, his fingers flying over the holographic controls. Thousands of ships, Admiral, unlike anything we've ever seen. The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a sight that would haunt Reyes for years to come. A vast armada of biomechanical ships, each one a nightmarish fusion of flesh and metal, emerged from swirling vortexes of dark energy. "Open a channel to the Galactic Council," Reyes ordered, her voice steady despite the chaos unfolding around her. "And prepare the Gaia for battle." As the communication established, Captain Zara Vex's hologram appeared, her scales a pale blue, a sign of distress in her species. "Admiral Reyes, we're detecting." "I know," Reyes cut in. "Captain, we don't have much time. What you're seeing is the Void Collective, an ancient force bent on galactic purification. They're here because of us, because of humanity, but they're a threat to every sentient species in the galaxy." Zora's antennae twitched rapidly. How do you know this?" "That's a long story, one we don't have time for right now. What matters is this: humanity stands ready to defend not just ourselves, but all sentient life in this galaxy. But we can't do it alone. Will the Council stand with us?" For a moment, there was silence. Then Zora's scales shifted to a deep, resolute purple. "We will. May the stars have mercy on us all." As the transmission ended, Reyes turned to her crew. Their faces were a mix of determination and fear. She took a deep breath, knowing that her next words could shape the fate of not just humanity, but the entire galaxy. "To all hands," she began, her voice echoing through every corridor of the massive ship. "This is Admiral Reyes. In a few moments, we will face an enemy unlike any humanity has encountered before. They call themselves the Void Collective, and they seek to eradicate all life they deem unworthy. But we will show them that humanity, and indeed all sentient life, is worthy of existence." She paused, looking each crew member in the eye. "We have crossed the vastness of space, overcome near extinction, and united our species in ways our ancestors could only dream of. Now, we face our greatest challenge yet. But remember this: we do not stand alone. The galaxy stands with us. Prepare for battle. Show them the indomitable spirit of humanity. Show them why you never, ever count us out. Raise out." As the Gaia's massive engines rolled to life, moving the planetoid ship into defensive position, Reyes couldn't help but marvel at the irony. Humanity had worked so hard to prove they weren't a threat, only to now be forced into a position where they had to unleash the full might of their technology. The first wave of Void Collective fighters launched, their biomechanical forms twisting in impossible ways as they approached. "Evasive maneuvers," Reyes ordered. "Tactical, target those fighters. Communications, send out a distress call to all human and council ships in range." The Gaia shuddered as it unleashed its first salvo. Streaks of energy lanced out to meet the oncoming swarm. Several enemy craft exploded in brilliant fireballs, but more kept coming. As the battle raged, Reyes couldn't help but think of the long journey that had brought humanity to this point. The wars, the near annihilation of their homeworld, the desperate push to the stars, all of it had led to this moment. A nearby explosion rocked the ship. "Direct hit on Deck 14, someone shouted. "Emergency force fields engaged." Reyes gripped her command chair tightly. "Status on our allies?" Chen's voice was grim. "Council ships are engaging, but they're outgunned. The Collective's technology, it's like nothing we've ever seen." Suddenly, an idea struck Reyes. It was risky, potentially catastrophic, but it might be their only chance. "Chen," she said, her voice steady despite the chaos around them, "remember that theoretical application of our gravity drive we discussed?" Chen's eyes widened as he realized what she was suggesting. "Admiral, that's never been tested outside of simulations. The energy requirements alone are exactly what we need right now." Reyes finished for him. "Begin the calculations. We're going to show these Void Collective bastards why you don't corner a human. As Chen set to work, Reyes opened a secure channel to Earth. This is Admiral Reyes of the Gaia. We are under attack by a hostile force known as the Void Collective. Prepare for potential invasion, and if we don't make it, it's been an honor serving humanity. She cut the transmission and turned back to her crew, determination etched on her face. All right, people, let's make history. As the Gaia prepared for its desperate gambit, the Void Collective ships pressed their attack, unaware that they were about to witness a demonstration of human ingenuity that would change the course of the war, and perhaps the fate of the galaxy itself. In the heart of the Gaia, deep within its cavernous engineering section, the experimental gravity drive hummed to life. Energy coursed through conduits the size of skyscrapers, the very fabric of space-time beginning to warp around the massive ship. Drive at 60% capacity, Chen reported, his voice strained. 70%, 80%. Reyes watched the approaching void ships on the main view screen, her knuckles white as she gripped her chair. On my mark, she said, her voice steady despite the trembling of the ship around her. 90%, 95%. The lead ships of the Void Collective were almost upon them, their biomechanical forms twisted into nightmare shapes as they prepared to fire. 100%, Chen shouted. Now, Reyes roared. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, reality itself seemed to twist. The Gaia's experimental gravity drive came to life, not to propel the ship through space, but to create a localized gravity well of immense power. The effect was immediate and spectacular. Enemy ships closest to the Gaia began to be pulled in, their trajectories bending as if caught in an invisible whirlpool. Fighters collided with each other, unable to compensate for the sudden gravitational shift. Even the larger ships of the Void Collective found themselves being inexorably drawn towards the Gaia. It's working, Chen exclaimed, a note of disbelief in his voice. The gravity well is expanding faster than predicted. At this rate, it'll engulf half the enemy fleet. Reyes allowed herself a small smile. Let's not celebrate just yet. Status on the Collective's flagship. As if in answer, a brilliant beam of energy lanced out from the massive enemy vessel. But instead of striking the Gaia, it curved, drawn in by the artificial gravity well. The beam swept across the Collective's own ships, leaving devastation in its wake. Chaos erupted among the enemy fleet. Ships trying to escape the gravity well collided with those still pressing the attack. The carefully coordinated assault fell apart as confusion reigned. Admiral, the communications officer called out, we're receiving transmissions from Galactic Council ships. They're entering the system now. Reyes nodded. Perfect timing. Chen, begin powering down the gravity drive. Let's not accidentally pull in our allies. As the gravity well began to dissipate, the true extent of the damage became clear. Nearly half of the Void Collective fleet had been destroyed or disabled, caught in the aftermath of their own weapon and the Gaia's desperate gambit. The remaining enemy ships, realizing their advantage was lost, began to retreat. Flashes of light signaled their jump to FTL, leaving behind the wreckage of their defeated forces. A cheer went up on the Gaia's bridge. They had done it. Against all odds, they had survived and turned the tide of battle. But Reyes knew this was far from over. Stand down from Red Alert, but maintain battle readiness, she ordered, and get me a channel to Admiral Zara. The Arcturian's hologram appeared, her scales now a vibrant blue, a sign of excitement or agitation in her species. Admiral Reyes, that was. I've never seen anything like it. How did you? A desperate move, Admiral, Reyes interrupted. One I hope we never have to repeat, but we don't have time to discuss it now. The Void Collective retreated, but they'll be back. We need to prepare. Zara nodded sullenly. Agreed. The Council is convening an emergency session. Your presence is requested. No, required. This threat changes everything. Reyes looked around at her battered but unbroken ship and crew. Understood, Admiral. We'll set course for the Council headquarters immediately. Gaia out. As the hologram faded, Reyes turned to her crew. You've all performed admirably under extraordinary circumstances, but our job isn't done. The Void Collective will return, and when they do, we need to be ready. Not just humanity, but the entire galaxy. Commander Chen approached her, his expression a mix of exhaustion and determination. What do you think will happen at the Council meeting, Admiral? Reyes' gaze drifted to the view screen, where the last remnants of the battle were visible against a star-filled backdrop. I don't know, Akira, but one thing's for certain, the galaxy will never be the same after today. As the Gaia prepared to jump to FTL, heading towards an uncertain future and what promised to be a pivotal moment in galactic history, Reyes couldn't shake the feeling that this was just the beginning. The Void Collective had been driven back, but at what cost? And what would be the consequences of humanity revealing the full extent of their technological capabilities? These questions and more weighed heavily on her mind as the stars streaked past, carrying them towards a rendezvous with destiny. The battle for survival had been won, but the war for the future of the galaxy was just beginning. Cosmic alliances, humanity's quantum leap. The great hall of the Galactic Council hummed with an energy unlike anything in recent memory. Representatives from hundreds of worlds filled the chamber, their voices a cacophony of languages as they debated the events at the Battle of the Void and the unprecedented threat posed by the Void Collective. Admiral Elena Reyes stood at the center of it all, flanked by Commander Akira Chen and Dr. Sophia Patel. They had just finished recounting the battle and explaining the revolutionary technology behind their gravity well maneuver. The room had fallen into a stunned silence. Admiral Zara Vex, her scales now a deep, thoughtful purple, was the first to speak. What you've demonstrated, Admiral Reyes, is nothing short of revolutionary. The implications of this technology are precisely why we hesitated to reveal its full capabilities. Reyes finished for her. We understood the fears many of you had about our level of advancement. We didn't want to exacerbate those concerns. Grax, the reptilian delegate who had been so skeptical of humanity's intentions, leaned forward. His voice, usually sharp with suspicion, now carried a note of begrudging respect. And yet, in doing so, you may have saved us all. The Void Collective has been a shadow looming over our civilizations for generations. Never before have they been dealt such a decisive blow. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the chamber. Reyes could sense a shift in the air, a newfound respect, and perhaps a touch of fear, directed towards humanity. The question now, chimed in a crystalline being, its voice resonating like bells, is what we do next. The collective will return, and in greater numbers. Reyes nodded solemnly. Which is why we're here. Humanity stands ready to join forces with the Galactic Council. Together, we can face this threat. The next several hours were a whirlwind of discussions, proposals, and negotiations. Plans were drawn up for a united defense force, combining the technological prowess of humanity with the diverse capabilities of the Council races. Research initiatives were proposed to further develop and understand the gravity manipulation technology that had proved so effective against the collective. As the session neared its end, Admiral Zara called for a vote. We stand at a crossroads, she announced, her voice carrying across the chamber. The threat we face is unlike any we've encountered before. Our response must be equally unprecedented. She paused, her four eyes scanning the room. I propose we formally induct humanity into the Galactic Council, with all rights and responsibilities that entails. A hush fell over the room. Reyes held her breath, acutely aware of the historical significance of this moment. The vote was cast, and as the results were tallied, Reyes felt a hand on her shoulder. She turned to see Chen, a rare smile on his face. Whatever happens, he said quietly, it's been an honor serving with you, Admiral. Before Reyes could respond, Zara's voice rang out. The vote is unanimous. Admiral Elena Reyes, on behalf of the Galactic Council, I officially welcome humanity into our ranks. The chamber erupted in applause. Reyes felt a wave of emotion wash over her, relief, pride, and a profound sense of responsibility. As the formalities concluded and delegates began to disperse, Reyes found herself approached by Grax. The reptilian's demeanor had changed dramatically since their first encounter. "Admiral," he said, his voice gruff but sincere, "I owe you an apology. I misjudged your species and your intentions. You've proven yourselves to be not just powerful allies, but honorable ones." Reyes nodded, accepting the apology with grace. "Thank you, Delegate Grax. I hope this marks the beginning of a long and fruitful cooperation between our peoples." As they prepared to depart, Dr. Patel pulled Reyes aside. "Admiral, have you considered the long-term implications of what's happened here today? The sharing of our technology, the alliances we're forming, we're reshaping the very fabric of galactic society." Reyes looked out over the bustling chamber, watching as beings from across the cosmos mingled and conversed. "You're right, Sophia, but I think it's a change for the better. We've taken our first real steps into a larger universe. Now we have to prove ourselves worthy of the trust that's been placed in us." Aboard the Gaia once more, Reyes addressed her crew. "Today marks the beginning of a new chapter, not just for humanity, but for the entire galaxy. The road ahead won't be easy. The Void Collective still looms as a threat, and there will be challenges we can't even imagine yet. But we face them not alone, but as part of a greater community." She paused, looking at the faces of her crew, human faces that now represented their entire species to the cosmos. "We carry with us the hopes and dreams of Earth, and now the trust of countless alien civilizations. Let's make them proud." As the Gaia prepared to depart, setting course for Earth to deliver the momentous news, Reyes couldn't help but feel a sense of anticipation. The galaxy was vast and full of wonders, and humanity was now poised to explore it as never before. The threat of the Void Collective remained a dark cloud on the horizon, but as Reyes looked at her crew, at the determination in their eyes and the unity of purpose they shared, she felt confident. Whatever challenges lay ahead, they would face them together, not just as humans, but as members of a grand galactic community. As the stars streaked past the view screen, marking the beginning of their journey home, Reyes allowed herself a small smile. The future was uncertain, but it was bright with possibility. A new era had begun, and humanity was ready to play its part in shaping the destiny of the stars. Little did they know, in the shadows between worlds, ancient powers were stirring. The Void Collective, though defeated, was far from vanquished. And there were other forces at play, older and more mysterious than even the Collective, that had taken notice of humanity's ascension. The stage was set for a cosmic drama unlike any the galaxy had ever seen. Humanity had made its grand entrance, but the true test of their mettle was yet to come. The stars themselves seemed to hold their breath, waiting to see what this upstart species would do next. As the Gaia disappeared into the depths of space, a single question echoed across the cosmos. In the face of unimaginable challenges, could humanity's ingenuity and spirit prevail? The answer to that question would determine the fate of not just Earth, but of all sentient life in the galaxy. The cosmic chess game had begun, and humanity had just made its opening move. Quantum uprising, humanity's cosmic gambit. The Gaia's return to Earth was met with a mixture of jubilation and trepidation. As Admiral Elena Reyes stepped off the ship, she was greeted by a sea of faces, human and alien alike. Earth had become a hub of interstellar activity, a melting pot of cultures from across the galaxy. "Welcome home, Admiral," General Maria Santos said, her weathered face creased with a rare smile. "I hope you're ready. The next phase begins now." Reyes nodded, her eyes scanning the crowd. "Operation Quantum Leap." "Affirmative," Santos replied. "It's time to show the galaxy what humanity is truly capable of." The following weeks were a whirlwind of activity. Earth's greatest minds, now augmented by alien intellects, worked tirelessly on a project that would revolutionize warfare and exploration alike. Deep beneath the surface of Mars, In a facility known only as the Forge, something extraordinary was taking shape. Meanwhile, reports from the fringes of known space painted a grim picture. The Void Collective was regrouping, amassing a force that dwarfed their previous armada. But they weren't the only threat. Other factions, ancient and mysterious, had begun to stir, drawn by the promise of humanity's advanced technology. In the heart of the Forge, Reyes stood before a shimmering portal, its edges crackling with exotic energy. Dr. Alexei Volkov, his hair wilder than ever, grinned maniacally. "Behold, Admiral," he said, gesturing grandly. "The Quantum Gate. With this, we can instantaneously transport entire fleets across the galaxy. The strategic implications are, well, revolutionary doesn't even begin to cover it." Reyes stared in awe. "Alexei, how is this even possible?" "We've unlocked the secrets of quantum entanglement on a macro scale," Volkov explained. "But it's not just about transportation. The gate allows us to tap into the fundamental forces of the universe itself. Imagine harnessing the power of a supernova or redirecting the gravitational pull of a black hole." Before Reyes could respond, alarms blared throughout the facility. Commander Chen's voice crackled over the intercom. "Admiral, we're detecting multiple breaches in our defense grid. It's not the Void Collective, it's something else. Something older." Reyes sprinted to the command center, her mind racing. On the main view screen, a sight that defied comprehension unfolded. Massive structures, seemingly made of pure energy, were materializing in Earth's orbit. They twisted and warped, taking shapes that hurt the eye to look upon. "What in the name of?" Reyes breathed. A transmission cut through the chaos, and a voice that seemed to bypass their ears and speak directly to their minds echoed through the room. "Children of Earth," it boomed, "you akv draw on the attention of those who salumbe in the species peitoin. Your QNTM megidlng hs awakenihi, the cosmic architectus. Prepare to be JGGD." Reyes felt a chill run down her spine. They had prepared for the Void Collective, for war and diplomacy with alien races. But this was beyond anything they had imagined. "General," she said, her voice steady despite the fear gnawing at her gut, "initiate Protocol Omega. It's time to show these cosmic architects what humanity is made of." As klaxons wailed and Earth's defenses sprang to life, Reyes couldn't help but feel a spark of excitement amidst the terror. This was why humanity had pushed so hard, advanced so quickly. For moments like these, when the impossible became possible, and the fate of not just Earth, but the entire galaxy hung in the balance. The quantum gates hummed to life, and across the solar system, humanity's secret weapon revealed itself. Massive structures, previously hidden in pocket dimensions, phased into reality. The Dyson Swarm, a network of millions of solar collectors and battle platforms, unfurled around the sun like a blooming flower of technology and defiance. "All units, this is Admiral Reyes," she broadcast across all frequencies. "The cosmic architects may think they've come to judge us, but today, we stand in judgment of them. Show them the indomitable spirit of humanity. Show them why you never, ever count us out." As the first shots were fired, reality itself seemed to warp and twist. The battle that ensued would be spoken of for eons to come, a clash between the cosmic old and the audacious new. Quantum torpedoes phased through space-time, striking their targets before they were even fired. Gravity wells collapsed and expanded, swallowing entire fleets only to spit them out light years away. And at the center of it all was humanity, their ingenuity and spirit shining like a beacon in the cosmic storm. The Galactic Council watched in awe as their newest members stood toe-to-toe with entities they had thought mere legends. But even as the battle raged, Reyes couldn't shake the feeling that this was all part of some greater plan. The Void Collective, the cosmic architects, were they all pieces in a game beyond their comprehension? As a particularly violent explosion lit up the view screen, Reyes made a decision. It was time to change the rules of the game. "Dr. Volkov," she called out, "prep the quantum core. We're taking this fight to a whole new level." The scientist's eyes widened. "Admiral, you can't be serious. The core is untested. The power it could unleash is exactly what we need right now," Reyes finished. "Sometimes, to save the galaxy, you have to be willing to rewrite its laws." As the quantum core powered up, drawing energy from the very fabric of space-time, Reyes couldn't help but smile. Whatever happened next, one thing was certain: the universe would never be the same again. The cosmic chess game had reached its climax, and humanity was about to make a move that would echo across eternity. Singularity ascension, humanity's cosmic transcendence. The quantum core pulsed with otherworldly energy, its crystalline structure humming with power beyond human comprehension. Admiral Elena Reyes stood before it, her hand hovering over the activation panel. The fate of not just Earth, but the entire galaxy hung on her next decision. "Admiral," Dr. Volkov's voice crackled over the comm, tinged with both excitement and fear, "the core is ready. But I must warn you, activating it could trigger a cascade of events we can't predict. We might be opening Pandora's box." Reyes took a deep breath, her eyes fixed on the swirling vortex of energy contained within the core. "Sometimes, Alexei, to save the universe, you have to be willing to change it. Initiate the Singularity Protocol." As her hand made contact with the panel, reality itself seemed to hiccup. For a fraction of a second, every particle in the universe blinked out of existence, only to reappear transformed. In orbit around Earth, the battle against the cosmic architects froze. The energy beings, once so alien and incomprehensible, suddenly found themselves faced with a humanity that had evolved beyond their understanding. The quantum core had done more than just power a weapon. It had catapulted humanity into a new phase of existence. Each human mind was now connected to a vast, cosmic network of consciousness. Knowledge flowed freely, uninhibited by the constraints of time and space. Reyes felt her consciousness expand, encompassing not just the solar system, but stretching out to the farthest reaches of the galaxy. She could sense the awe and fear emanating from the cosmic architects, the confusion of the Galactic Council races, and the seething anger of the Void Collective. With a thought, she opened a channel to all sentient beings in the Milky Way. Her voice, now layered with harmonics that spoke to the very essence of reality, echoed across the cosmos. "People of the galaxy, this is Admiral Elena Reyes of Earth. Today, we stand at the threshold of a new era. The quantum singularity has awakened in us the potential that has lain dormant since the birth of the universe. We are no longer merely human. We have become cosmic citizens, guardians of reality itself." As she spoke, the transformed humans began to demonstrate abilities that defied the laws of physics. They phased through solid matter, manipulated gravity with a gesture, and communicated instantly across vast distances. The cosmic architects, beings who had once seemed godlike in their power, now found themselves outmatched. Their energy forms flickered uncertainly as they attempted to comprehend this sudden shift in the cosmic balance. "We do not seek dominion," Reyes continued, her words resonating with the fundamental frequencies of the universe. "We seek harmony. The age of conflict is over. Let us usher in an era of cosmic cooperation, where the combined knowledge and wisdom of all sentient beings can be harnessed for the greater good." As she spoke, holographic displays materialized across the galaxy, showcasing the potential future that lay before them. Dyson spheres harnessing the power of entire stars, wormhole networks connecting the farthest reaches of space, and technologies that could resurrect dead worlds and create new ones. The Void Collective, that earlier bravado shattered, found their ships suddenly immobilized. The hate and fear that had driven them for eons began to dissipate, replaced by a growing sense of wonder and possibility. Even as Reyes addressed the galaxy, teams of newly ascended humans were already at work. They traveled to war-torn worlds, healing ecological damage with a touch. They journey to the heart of dying stars, reigniting their cores and granting them new life. They dove into black holes, unraveling the mysteries of singularities and emerging with knowledge that would revolutionize our understanding of the universe. But with this great power came great responsibility. Reyes knew that humanity's ascension would be met with fear and suspicion by some. It was crucial that they demonstrate their commitment to cosmic harmony. To prove our dedication to peace and cooperation, she announced, we will be establishing the Galactic Concordat. This organization will serve as a forum for all sentient species, where we can share knowledge, resolve conflicts, and work together to face the challenges that lie ahead. As she spoke, vast space stations began to materialize at strategic points throughout the galaxy. These would serve as neutral grounds for diplomatic meetings, scientific collaborations, and cultural exchanges. The cosmic architects, their initial hostility fading, approached Earth. Their energy forms coalesced into something almost comprehensible, a gesture of respect and acknowledgement. HFY she Ildorian of Earth, the collective voice resonated. In all our eons of existence, we have ytnessed such a rapid evolution. We came to GDG, but instead, we find ourselves helium beyond. Perhaps it is time of our US to learn. Reyes smiled, extending a hand that now shimmered with cosmic energy. Then let us learn together. The universe is vast and full of wonders. With our combined knowledge and abilities, who knows what we might discover? As the standoff dissolved into a historic moment of cosmic cooperation, Reyes couldn't help but marvel at the journey that had brought them here. From a single pale blue dot to masters of quantum reality, humanity had come farther than anyone could have imagined. But she knew this was not an ending. It was a beginning. The Singularity ascension had opened up infinite possibilities, and the true adventure was just beginning. As the newly transformed humans spread out across the galaxy, eager to explore, learn, and grow, a sense of limitless potential filled the cosmic consciousness. The age of cosmic enlightenment had dawned, and at its heart was humanity, no longer bound by the constraints of their earthly origins. The universe watched in awe as these former inhabitants of a tiny planet took their place among the cosmic forces. The game had changed, the board reset, and humanity had not just survived, they had transcended. As the stars twinkled in the vast expanse of space, they seemed to pulse with a new energy, a new purpose. The cosmic story was far from over. In fact, it had only just begun.